Have you ever felt the exhaustion of a smile that wasn't yours? You wake up, check your notifications, and immediately begin the ritual of fine. You type no worries while your chest tightens. You heart an image of a life you don't envy. You say yes to a weekend plan that feels like a prison sentence. We live in an era of hypervisibility where being good has been replaced by looking nice. We have become curators of a curated self. But beneath the polished surface of your agreeable exterior, something is rotting. There is a silent, growing resentment, a heavy, dark liquid filling a vessel that was never meant to be closed. The world praises your selflessness. They call you the reliable one, the sweet one, the one who never complains. But in the quiet of 2 a.m., when the blue light of the screen fades, you realize the terrifying truth: you haven't been kind. You've just been invisible. You've traded your soul for a seat at a table where no one actually knows your name, only the name of the mask you wear. Elias was a master of the social glue. In his office, he was the lubricant that kept the gears grinding without heat. When his boss asked for a Saturday favor, Elias felt the scream in his throat, but it emerged as a soft, of course, happy to help. His life was a series of echoes. He didn't have opinions, he had mirrors. If you loved the rain, so did he. If you hated the government, he found it distasteful too. He believed he was being kind. He believed he was a good person. But one Tuesday, something broke. Elias was at a dinner party, a celebration for a friend he didn't particularly like. The room was loud with the clinking of expensive glass and the hollow laughter of people performing for one another. A woman turned to him and asked, "Elias, what do you think of the new installation at the gallery? The one about the beauty of silence?" Elias opened his mouth. He searched his mental library for the nice answer, the safe answer. But for the first time in 30 years, there was nothing. No script. No echo. He realized with a jolt of pure horror that he didn't know. He didn't just lack an opinion, he lacked a self to hold one. He stood up, his chair screeching against the hardwood like a dying animal. He walked to the bathroom and locked the door. He splashed cold water on his face and looked into the mirror. His reflection didn't mimic him. The Elias in the mirror didn't splash water. He stood still, his face contorted in a sneer of absolute disgust. The reflection spoke, not with a voice, but with a feeling that vibrated in Elias's bones: "I hate them. And I hate you most of all for making me love them." Elias realized that his kindness was actually a form of cowardice. He wasn't saying yes out of love, he was saying it out of a desperate, pathetic need to be safe. By never being bad, he had forfeited the right to be real. What Elias experienced was the crumbling of the persona. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist, proposed that we all wear a persona, a term derived from the Latin word for the masks worn by Etruscan actors. The persona is a functional necessity. It allows us to navigate a complex society without revealing our rawest vulnerabilities. It is the social mask. However, the danger lies in identification. When you begin to believe you are the mask, you commit a slow form of psychological suicide. Jung argued that for every inch of light and niceness we project into the persona, an equal amount of darkness is repressed into the shadow. The shadow isn't evil in the way a villain is evil. The shadow is simply everything the persona rejects: anger, lust, selfishness, and, crucially, assertiveness. Consider the contrast between niceness and virtue. Niceness is a social lubricant. It is passive. It avoids conflict at all costs because it fears the consequences of being disliked. Virtue, or what Jung called wholeness, requires the integration of the shadow. A virtuous person is not someone who cannot be cruel, they are someone who has the capacity for cruelty but chooses to keep it in a cage, using that strength to protect what matters. Nietzsche famously critiqued the kindness of the weak. He called it slave morality. He argued that many people call themselves good simply because they lack the teeth to be bad. They mistake their paralysis for patience. If you are only nice because you are afraid to be real, you are not a saint. You are a lie. To be truly kind, you must first be dangerous. You must have the ability to say no, to hurt feelings, and to walk away. Without the power to do harm, your peace is merely submission. So, how do we stop the rot? How do we move from the toxicity of niceness to the integrity of wholeness? We must undergo shadow integration. This doesn't mean becoming a jerk. It means reclaiming the parts of yourself you traded for approval. If we accept the Jungian reality that we are both the saint and the sinner, then our anxiety about disappointing others suddenly becomes a secondary concern to the tragedy of betraying ourselves. Next Monday, when someone asks you for a favor that drains your spirit, don't look for the nice answer. Look for the true answer. 1. The pause. Before you say yes, count to 5. In those 5 seconds, feel the sensation in your gut. If it's a knot of dread, that is your shadow trying to speak. 2. The microdose of truth. Start small. You don't have to burn your life down. Just say, I'd love to help, but I don't have the capacity for that right now. Notice how the world doesn't end. 3. Audit your resentment. Resentment is the shadow's GPS. Wherever you feel bitter, you have a boundary that is being violated by you. To be whole is to be troublesome to those who wish to use you. It is better to be a real human being, flawed, angry, and honest, than a perfect, plastic doll that everyone likes but no one respects. Your yes means nothing if you do not have a no that carries weight. Every time you perform a kindness that you do not feel, you are building a wall between yourself and the world. You think you are connecting, you are actually isolating. People cannot love you if they can only see your mask. They are loving a ghost. As you move through your week, ask yourself one question. Am I being kind, or am I just afraid of the silence that follows the truth? The world doesn't need more nice people. The world is drowning in politeness. What the world needs, what you need, is for you to finally, terrifyingly, be real.